Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Today, I'm going to be telling you the story of Adam and how it might connect with evolution, and what makes it possible for it to be true while evolution could be true. Of course, we only look at evolution with archaeological proof. We didn't see it for ourselves, we couldn't have, and there's zero archaeological evidence of and Adam as well. But like even Abraham, we don't have archaeological evidence of him, let alone Adam or Noah. That's the thing. We had three messengers to confirm it. Messengers according to Islam. For Christianity, it's a different story. Moses, Jesus, and Muhammad, they confirmed their existence, and all three of them are considered messengers according to the Quran. So, of course, if you hear the story of Adam, he's a created entity. Like he didn't evolve from another species. He had no physical parents, which is interesting. There are two different kinds of evolutions. There's a microevolution and there's a macroevolutions. Which one is more likely to be true? Let's talk about microevolution first. Micro is where, if you think about it, it's one species on its own created as a whole. It did not create. It wasn't. It means that a species did not evolve from a different species of an animal. No, it was still the same species the whole time, and how it began depends on who you ask. I would say it would mean that it was created. Macroevolution is where a species came from another species, which humans came from monkeys or apes or basically primates. So which one is correct? I'll tell you later. There's a scientist named Jane Goodall. She's currently an activist. She used to be someone in Africa studying chimpanzees in person. She claims to be an expert on animals. She studied animals for decades. But the one she had most contact with is chimpanzees. She studied that one the most because that one she claims to be the most closest related to us. And I'll tell you if that's true or not. I will say all animals have some significant similarity with humans, all of them. Jane Goodall claims that just like humans, chimpanzees can use leaves as sponges, and also chimpanzees can die of grief. But the thing is, elephants die of grief as well. And another thing, she said that 90% of our DNA is similar to chimpanzees' DNA. But also, our skin, human skin, according to evidence, that has been known to have been related to or very similar to swine or pig flesh. Human skin and pig flesh is known to have been similar to each other when it comes to DNA. So all animals have had some sort of relation or similarity to humans. It even, regardless of which kind of evolution, macro, micro, you're gonna hear that all humans are related to each other. And even the biblical and the Quranic references say the same thing as well. We're all related too. And that's where we can be anonymous on. So, of course, if Jane Goodall was right about chimpanzees being the most related to us, this doesn't necessarily contradict the Adam story, because again, this doesn't necessarily mean that macroevolution is true. If macroevolution is true, that might actually contradict science even more, because when you think about other primates still exist, but the how humans used to look like before, according to evidence, even if they look like monkeys, they don't look that much like primates. They still look a lot like humans. We still have the same structure of our limbs. We never had a tail. The shape of our bodies, they were the same similar the whole time. It's just we did we walk the same way? Who knows? And how to know how long ago a fossil has formed is how deep they are. The deeper the fossils than others, the older they are, according to evidence. I've studied this many years ago, and I still remember it by heart. And this so here's if the Adam story is true. Here's how we can conclude it. We can't say that macroevolution is true because not only does that contradict the Quranic and biblical references, it also contradicts other scientific references as well. When you think about it, primates, the or the monkeys or apes or whatever that are scientists claim that we came from, they still exist, and we didn't never actually looked we never looked that similar to them, according to the scientists. Though, does it count that we were them? And but are we still related to them? I'm going to answer soon. So, here's what could have happened. Adam is a created entity. It didn't necessarily evolve from another animal because he had no physical parents, and as you might know, we each animal comes from certain cells, hundreds of cells, or no, millions, an overwhelming number actually. I can't just say a general number. So, how did they come to form into a new kind of organism? Here's the thing. This thing might sound familiar and might be hard to wrap your head around, but what if they all just came to form this one organism instead of just many groups of organisms? Cells get created in a certain way. They group each other. Cells don't have cells. They have organelles instead. That's how how it works. Science says that each cell has the same copy of another cell coming in here, and that's how it worked in this in the creation of species. It comes from one cell, and then other cells of the same gets created. But each of those cells did not necessarily become each one of those organisms. No, it all comes down to one, because cells do not actually have cells. They have organelles instead. Just like humans have like body parts, a heart, a brain, lungs, and actually that's how human gets created while they're unborn. Instead of a womb, a human becomes born. One cell at a time gets created. Not even just one cell. That's how mitosis works. The whole thing came from mitosis with the species creation. Adam was known for being created in mud or clay or whatever. Not everyone knows for sure. The biblical references, the Quranic references, which one is more clear than the other, we don't need to determine that, but we can say that the mud was the womb pretty much. And it all became just the one human. And is it possible that monkeys and apes are related to us? Here's what can happen. Each cell of one cell of the human may have then transferred as different species as well, and like maybe two of the human cells or Adam cells came one of the cells started to become a monkey's cell, and the other one came to be an ape cell. We don't have evidence for it, but we don't have evidence against it either. We can even, to be honest, this is the thing. That's why macroevolution can't really be confirmable as much as microevolution can. So just like human birth, that's how a species can be created with their cells. A cell can evolve into a human, but in a certain way. Those cells that humans used to be part of were real, but then just formed the one human, Adam. And then Eve, his wife, was born out of his rib. And then they started their own species there. Until his son Seth became a prophet. So that is it for today's video. Hope you learned something new, and hopefully you had your own way of thinking as it got developed by this video. Hopefully your way of thinking got developed in a way. And remember, be sure to make your own research when studying a subject. It's a very good habit. And until later, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. and remember to stay close to your Creator.